Hey everyone, how you doing? IntoWeapons back again with you. I got a new rifle to share with you today. I'm going to do kind of an unboxing and overview of the rifle. Not going to put a whole lot of time into going over the specifications and things of that nature, but this is a pretty popular rifle. There's a lot of videos out there already that cover it. But this is a Romanian WASR 1063 AK-47 in 7.62 by 3.9. Pretty standard rifle. You see a lot of these on the street. Probably one of the most readily available AK-47s on the market, as well as one of the cheapest. This one here is coming from centerfiresystems.com. It was a base price of $599.99, so $600. With shipping and handling, FFL, taxes, all that good stuff, it came to a total price out the door of $653. And as you can imagine, that's quite a bit lower than what that post-panic buying prices were creating. I think they were up to $1,000 on some of these rifles, which is just absurd. Pre-panic, I think these were around $500. So prices have increased just a little, but over a year period or 2-year period, that's not unheard of. That's pretty standard for any firearms to really go up in value like that. So this particular one is a 1992 model. It is new production, what they call it, so it's probably just a 92 parts kit, and actually it's all pieced together, and I'll get in that into a second. But unboxing wise, it came from centerfiresystems.com. You have two options. You can get the one that has the cleaning rod, I think, inside attached, and some wood options. This one had a better wood option, but it had the cleaning rod may or may not be included. This one did not have a cleaning rod included. It did come with one 30-round TAPCO magazine, which they did not mention in their advertisement. That was kind of a plus. It did mention it would come with one 30-round steel magazine. And as you probably all know, this is an AK-47. Will accept all standard high cap magazines, standard cap magazines, drum magazines, anything really that's made for an AK-47. This WASR 1063 should be able to handle. It did also come with a bayonet, a Romanian bayonet, which again was a real surprise to me. This wasn't listed as part of the package. Don't know if that was an extra for me, or maybe I just got lucky, who knows. But it doesn't have a matching number on the sheath and the blade, but overall it's still a really nice Romanian bayonet that I wasn't expecting to get, so I'm kind of happy about that. Like I mentioned, mine did not come with a cleaning rod, but ultimately a cleaning rod you can pick up for about $5, and those aren't that big of a deal. So it does have the bayonet lug on there. Just kind of wanted to show you that. That was kind of a nice perk to have with these WASR 1063s. That's pretty standard on these firearms, so you really never really need to worry about that. What I'll do is I'll kind of get these magazines out of the way here. It did come with an owner's manual and certificate, which is pretty standard. Get this out of the way. And as many of you know, I have a lot of AK-47s in the collection. This definitely isn't one of the highest quality AK-47s. Century Arms International has been importing these rifles probably for 20 plus years. Originally they had a lot of issues with quality in their builds. They had canted sights, poor rivets, bulging of the receivers, just poor fit and finish overall. Really the new production WASRs from Century Arms have been a lot better. They've kind of corrected a lot of those issues, and that's not to say you're going to get a lemon every now and again, but overall you're pretty safe to get a WASR 1063 sight unseen from a reputable dealer and come out okay. And don't hold me to that. I know there's a lot of people that are going to disagree with that. You're definitely better off buying in person and viewing the rifle if you can, but when you do that locally, you're definitely not going to be getting the prices that you're going to be getting online. So keep that in mind. Like I mentioned, this is a 1992 production. It's coming from Centerfire Systems, a total of $653 out the door. It does not have any matching numbers on this rifle, which is not uncommon, and actually is one of the reasons why I purchased this rifle. So the receiver doesn't have a matching number to the dust cover, recoil spring, bolt carrier, bolt, and upper handguard gas tube. They're all different numbers. It has no cleaning rod. Kind of mentioned that it came with the 30-round steel mag, the 30-round TAPCO polymer mag, the bayonet, and the owner's manual. Some of the real nice features of these WASR 1063s is that it has a chrome line barrel, which is real nice. It kind of maintains the durability of your rifle a little bit longer than a lot of other non-chrome line barrels will last. It does have a side rail scope mount, which, as many of you know, I prefer to have on my AK-47s. Even if you're not going to use it, it's a great option to have on there in case you do use it sometime in the future. For this particular rifle, I'll probably end up going with a red dot sight, but I'll probably end up trying to mount it up here on the upper gas tube or back here on the dust cover, or coming up with an adaptation for the rear sight system. I want to kind of keep the rail out of the picture on this particular build. It does have the removable Tapco slant brake, which helps meet the 922R compliance that Century Arms has on this rifle. It does have a number of US-made parts, including the Tapco G2 trigger in here, the fire control group, which isn't a modified trigger by any means. It's just the standard Tapco in there, so we'll have to do a little bit of fit and finish on that to make it a nice trigger pull. And it comes with the original non-finished Romanian wood stock and handguard set, which is kind of the the way that you can really identify a WASR 1063. It just kind of pops out as that's a WASR because of the wood. So we're going to end up obviously replacing both of these with some modern polymer furniture or aluminum furniture. Some of the things you want to look for on a rifle when you pick up an AK-47, especially a WASR 1063 such as this, is that first and foremost that it doesn't have a canted front sight, which means that when you're looking down the back of this rifle here, everything is pretty much in line. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to tell from here, from this angle, or how I have it here, but that rear or the front sight post there is actually, I don't really see much cant at all with this rifle. If anything, it's just a hair to the left, but it really it's not visible at all. Some of these you can actually see the cant on these really to the left or right, and it's horrible, but I think I got pretty lucky on this particular rifle. The fit and finish of the rifle are okay. You're looking for a lot of scratch, dings, making sure that all the parts and pieces fit together nicely. You shouldn't be able to shake your gun and hear a whole lot of rattling. So let's go ahead and shake this one. I hear something in there, and I'm not really sure what it is. It almost sounds like it's coming up from the front here, but overall it has, and actually it might be the dust cover, overall it has little to no wiggle or any noise coming from the firearm, which is a real good indicator that the fit of the gun is real good. The finish just more or less covers the bluing and everything else. This is going to be a work rifle, so this is not going to be something that I really care about the finish on. Another thing that I look for is that the riveting looks good. The rivets in here, that they're not pushed in too hard, they're not bulging out, that they do the job they're supposed to do. And you can kind of just take a look at the heads and just kind of be able to tell that. If they're loose, obviously that's a bad thing. If they're really bunched up and pushed in and they're not rounded like they should be, that's a good indicator that it didn't have a good rivet job done. Those are a little bit harder to tell the issues on, but if you got a good eye, you can kind of catch some issues with a rifle if you see that ahead of time. And that will reduce bulging in the receiver, and just overall durability of the rifle will increase with that. Another thing that you obviously want to do is a function test. And if you're able to do a function test before you buy it, that's always a great thing. Just make sure that everything seems to be working. That you're able to charge the weapon and everything seems like it's working well. Really the ultimate goal there is going to be getting to the range and putting a few rounds through it to see that you have no issues or malfunctions. So that'll be kind of something we'll have to do here before we do anything else with upgrading or customizing this rifle. You want to make sure that you don't put any money into a lemon. So kind of the reason that I purchased this, guys, was because I needed a shit hit the fan or emergency type rifle, just kind of handy. I was going to keep it in my office. This is going to be kind of my go-to rifle. Many of you are probably thinking, what the hell did you pick a WASR 1063 for? And there is a good reason for that. I put a lot of thought and effort into it, went through a lot of the different AK variants on the market, and the reason I ended up choosing a WASR 1063, and I know many of you are probably not going to agree 100% with this, but the reliability. These guns really have come a long way since the problems of the early imports and builds of Century Arms International. These guns are very reliable. The WASR 1063s can hold up just as much as the rest of them. Like I said, they've come a long way. The quality is much better, and you can put thousands and thousands and thousands of rounds through these without cleaning them and have no hiccups whatsoever. So as long as you have a good working operating rifle, which we'll have to test at the range, you'll have no issues. They're very reliable firearms. They're very lightweight. There's not a whole lot to these rifles that don't need to be here. the stamped receiver. It's 1 millimeter thick, so it's probably the smallest receiver that you can get. Everything else is absolutely necessary to be on the rifle for it to function. There is no extra amenities on this thing. There's no extra weight on there. The parts for these WASR 1063s are extremely easy to find. As I mentioned earlier, it's one of the most popular AK-47s on the market, again because of availability and price. That also means that the parts are readily available for this rifle, which means I'll be able to find parts for this rifle today, and I'll be able to find parts for this rifle 50 years from now. And if for some reason the shit hits the fan, an emergency type situation, I'll have a lot better chance of being able to repair this rifle than many others, including an AR-15. And then the interchangeability of the parts of the rifle. A lot of the rifles that you'll find on the market, the AK rifles, will have thicker type receivers. They might be milled receivers. They might be different Yugo type designs. But ultimately, a WASR is a pretty standard universal fit for AK-47. So you're going to have a lot of interchangeability options for this rifle in the event that you do need to repair something. And again, one real good point of that is the fact that every single number on this rifle does not match, which means that every single piece here was mixed and matched together and able to put together a performing, well, what we hope to be a performing rifle. So that really attests to the point that I'm making there, is that you can really change up these parts, and the interchangeability and adaptability and the replaceability of these parts are bar none next to any. So again, this is going to be my kind of shit hit the fan emergency type rifle, my nightstand rifle, if you will, and I do plan on doing a build on this, and I would love to have any questions recommendations or suggestions that you guys have. My main intentions is to keep it very lightweight. I'm going to have a very lightweight red dot on here. Everything very minimal on this rifle, a folding skeleton bone stock type thing. Anything I can do on this gun to make it light and reliable is what I'm going to end up doing. So if you guys have any recommendations or suggestions, definitely put a comment down below. Maybe I'll include that into my plan. I actually was going to bring down and show you guys, I have a piece of paper that I drew an AK-47 on. I kind of have arrows pointing in every direction of all the different parts and pieces that I want to upgrade. Wish I could have shown that to you, but I forgot it upstairs. But this will be my next build, guys, so stay tuned over the next couple months, 2-3 months, and we'll get this rifle built. And if you guys have any questions, definitely let me know. Otherwise, I appreciate you watching. Until next time, take her easy.